Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're digging into a brand new report from Microsoft, and what it shows is pretty staggering. It's all about a transformation that's happening in our schools right now. You know, the age of AI in education? Well, it's not coming. It's already here.
All right, let's just kick things off with one number from this report. It's a big one, and it might just surprise you. 86%.
So what is that 86%? Well, that's the percentage of education organizations already using generative AI. And get this, that makes education the highest adopting industry out there. So yeah, AI in our schools isn't some far-off idea. It's happening right now, today.
Okay, so what does that actually look like? On the ground, in the classroom? Who's using this stuff and how?
Well, it turns out pretty much everyone is getting in on the action. We're talking from the principal's office all the way to the student's desk. The numbers are just wild. Almost all school leaders, 99%, have used AI. And it's not just them. The vast majority of teachers, 87%, and even more students, 93%, are using it too. So let's get into the specifics. For students, you can think of AI as their new go-to partner. You know that feeling of staring at a blank page? Well, they're using AI to get started, to brainstorm. They're also using it to break down really complex topics into simple summaries, get answers way faster, and maybe most importantly, get some initial feedback on their work. And it's not just the students. The teachers are right there with them. They're using AI to get a little creative spark for their lesson plans, to actually build out new class materials, and to find brand new ways to explain those tough subjects. To make things finally click for their students. Plus, they're using it behind the scenes to help personalize their teaching. And then if you zoom out to the school leaders, the principals and administrators, they're using AI as this seriously powerful tool to make the whole school run smoother. We're talking about making operations more efficient, providing better accessibility tools for everyone, and using real-time data to actually boost student performance. Okay, but here's where it gets complicated. With everyone jumping on board this fast, you're bound to see some new challenges pop up. There's a disconnect. Even though everyone's using AI, they're definitely not all on the same page about it. So is AI really integrated, and what are people actually worried about? Let's dig into this disconnect because, yeah, usage is high, but what people think about it and what they're scared of, well, that's a totally different story depending on who you talk to. And check this out. This is where that gap really shows up. You've got leaders on one side and teachers on the other. A whopping 82% of leaders say, yep, AI is totally integrated into our curriculum. But when you ask the teachers, only 54% agree. That's a huge difference. And it's the same with confidence. Leaders feel super confident using AI, while teachers, not so much. And this divide, it extends to what keeps them up at night. For teachers, their number one fear is pretty clear: plagiarism and cheating. It's all about academic integrity. But for the leaders, they're thinking bigger picture, institutional risks. Things like privacy, security, and just, do we even have the money and resources for all this? And then you have the students, and this is so important. Their biggest worry isn't getting caught cheating. It's being accused of cheating when they haven't done anything wrong. I mean, think about that. It just perfectly shows the tension in the classroom right now around these new tools. So what's the root of all this confusion and fear? Well, it really boils down to a massive training gap. You've got all these people using the tools, but nobody's really been taught how to use them responsibly. Almost half of teachers and more than half of students say they have gotten zero, that's right, zero training on AI. That's a huge problem. And that gap, that lack of training, has some serious real-world consequences. Because this whole conversation, it's not just about getting homework done. It's about getting students ready for a job market that AI is completely turning upside down. I mean, just look at the signals coming from the job market. LinkedIn says it loud and clear. AI fluency is one of the top skills employers are looking for. It's not a nice-to-have anymore, it's a must-have. In fact, there's another number in this report that should make everyone, especially students, sit up and pay attention. 66%. So what does 66% mean? It means 2/3 of business leaders are now saying they wouldn't hire someone who lacks AI skills. Let that sink in. It's becoming a basic requirement, a deal breaker for getting a job. So the skill set that students need is changing fast. It's not just about typing a question into a chatbot anymore. You have to start thinking like a manager, delegating tasks to your AI assistant. You have to learn how to collaborate with it, not just use it like a calculator. And you absolutely have to combine that AI know-how with the stuff that makes us human, like good judgment and emotional intelligence. Okay, so given this new reality, what's the big opportunity here? Well, it's not just about using AI to do the same old things a little bit faster. The real game changer is using AI to do totally new things, to reimagine education and turn AI from just a tool into a real creative partner. And we're already seeing this happen. Take a look at this quote from a junior at Fulton County Schools. She says it perfectly. They're not using AI to do the work for them. They're using it as a brainstorming partner. It's helping them collaborate, get more creative, and think up way more ambitious ideas. And this idea is popping up in some amazing places. You've got students at the UK's National Youth Theatre using AI to generate plot twists on the fly, basically doing improv with a computer. In a school in Belgium with students who speak 70 different languages, AI is helping them all accelerate their reading skills. And at Babson College, aspiring entrepreneurs are using it to create prototype images and do market research for their startups. I mean, how cool is that? And this really gets to the heart of it all. This quote here from Microsoft's Mark Sparvel, he nails it. He says, when kids are curious, motivation isn't an issue. The real question is, how can we use AI to spark that curiosity? Because this isn't just about getting a job. It's about creating citizens who can fully participate in society. And that's really the key takeaway here. The big question we're left with is this. AI is no longer just a tool for efficiency. So how do we use it to spark human curiosity? That's the challenge and the opportunity. Thanks so much for joining this explainer.